Although the long 3-hour runtime and slower pace of this biographical drama may not be for everyone, and it doesn't quite have the broad appeal of Christopher Nolan's more exciting fiction-based films, it is certainly worth the watch, in my opinion, and is a time-appropriate reminder of the dangers and impact of nuclear weaponry, especially for the younger generations, who have been fortunate enough to grow up largely without the constantly looming fear of worldwide nuclear Armageddon, which was very much an experience that many of our parents and grandparents had to go through growing up or living during the post-World War II and Cold War era.
Hands over your head, keep low to the ground. Time to duck and cover, the bombs are coming down.
Overall, Oppenheimer is a fantastic biopic on the often overlooked, less exciting part of World War II and the Manhattan Project. And this is saying a lot. I mean, he did a good job making this topic interesting, especially since World War II is everybody's favorite war when it comes to media. I mean, the amount of content, video games, movies, TV series, books, all having to do with World War II, there really is just a captivation around it that is not matched by any other war except for maybe the Civil War in the United States.
The guy in the white guy kind of got lost.
Although the movie is nearly 3 hours long, I felt that it was paced quite appropriately, and each of its 3 acts was enjoyable and tied together well in the end. In particular, they did a great job with the casting and the ability of them to kind of mimic the likeness in the casting as well as the costumes of each of the major characters was pretty remarkable. I mean, Cillian Murphy was a perfect fit as Oppenheimer, and Robert Downey Jr. honestly gave his best acting performance since his role as Kirk Lazarus, playing a dude disguised as another dude in Tropic Thunder. And while it is undoubtedly incredible that Christopher Nolan opted for practical effects in order to create the Trinity test bomb explosion, I will say it was a bit underwhelming, and I think it would have been cool if the silence, which was really stretched out, I think it was close to 2 minutes, had instead lasted the appropriate amount of time for the sound waves to travel from the Trinity blast site to the observation site that they were stationed at, which I believe was about 6 miles away. So it should have taken somewhere in the realm of 25 seconds of silence for that sound wave to propagate. And in the movie, it was much too long. Although it did a great job with this really dramatic pause in the music, which is fantastic. What an iconic score. I mean, Christopher Nolan and world-class composers has always been a thing, and Oppenheimer definitely does not disappoint with its score. The role of the music and the sound design really just elevates this movie to the next level, and it really would not be what it is if it didn't have this absolutely fantastic musical score. I really enjoyed how this movie juggled being a science-based biopic as well as somewhat of a courtroom drama, especially with the Robert Downey Jr. hearings for the confirmation, as well as the kind of private kangaroo court scenes that were going on with the slander of Oppenheimer. I think it did a really good job of juggling both of these very distinct parts of the movie. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Oppenheimer a Sapien score of 9 bananas. It is most definitely a fine addition to Christopher Nolan's already impressive resume, and although definitely not his best movie, it is among the gold standard for biopics and is most definitely worth the watch. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning on in, and we'll catch you next time. Adios, amigos.
5, 4, 3,
Truman needs to know what's next.
2,
What's next?
1.